One of the things that I sort of improved on from my preliminary task to the main task was the usage of colours. You can really see this on the different front covers. On my preliminary task I had about 7 or 8 altogether for the text, different text colours, whereas on my main task I managed to cut that down to like 2, maybe 3. Blue and orange and black as well in places, excluding the mastheads colours. I used audience feedback to get feedback on the colours for the main task, which I don't think I did for the preliminary task. Also, the contents page was rather messy, I felt, on my preliminary task. It was rather disorganised. There was a giant block of pictures at the top. One of those pictures was actually a photo of a computer screen rather than a screenshot, which was just really low quality. I improved on that. I made a more professional looking design for I believe it was more professional looking for my main task. I designed it better, made it more of a standard layout. I borrowed from the conventional layouts of magazines to help design it. Images. The photo shoot for my preliminary task, it was rather unplanned. Nothing was really scheduled, and we just went out as a group and helped each other take photos. For my main task, I had a slightly more organised photo shoot. I knew where I was going for, particularly for the double-page spread and front covers. I knew I wanted him with the guitar and on the swing seat for the double-page spread, and the poses that I wanted. I knew that. I sorted that all out in my head, and the costume, which was just casual dress. I also improved on my designs. I took some features and I learnt a lot about the general features of a magazine design, obviously, during the preliminary task, and I was able to apply that to my main task. Puffs, I believe, was one feature that I tried out in my preliminary task, and then I carried that over to my main task. I also tried to pay attention to continuity, which was not a really strong point of my preliminary task, I believe. Again, the colour scheme was all over the place. There was no real house style there, whereas I'd learnt from those mistakes in my main task, and I was able to create a more stable house style and colour scheme. Going back to images, I didn't do anything to the images that I took for the preliminary task, as it were. They were just as is when I put them in the magazine. Whereas for my main task, I used a bit of Photoshop here and there. One of the things I used it for was for the backgrounds. As you can see from you'd be able to see from my blog that the backgrounds for the photo shoot for my front cover and double page spread, the main images there, there was a lot of unwanted details. Like there was a lamp originally on the wall for the front cover, but I was able to edit that out. Also, there was a lot of rust on the swing seat originally, which I was also able to edit out. I also did some mild editing to various features of people's faces, like if there was a giant, like if there was a mole or something, I edit that out. Yeah. So, all in all, I learned a lot from my preliminary task, and I was able to progress from that and use my experiences from doing my preliminary task to make sure that my main task was as good as I could make it. My mistakes I was able to improve upon from the preliminary task into the main task. I made much better use of feedback, audience feedback. I got people to give me feedback on my work and my main task, and use that to directly influence my design decisions, like with the colour scheme, which I didn't really do in the preliminary task, I don't think. I think that's about it.